Okay, so I did this for my mom on Mother's Day, and I feel like I should do it for my dad too. I'm going to share one hilarious thing that my dad did growing up. Um, I wish though that Mother's and Father's Day were celebrated on the same day because my parents they complement each other so much in a lot of ways, and some of the jokes that I remember, it's like two of them together. But I found one that is just my dad. So let me tell you. So my dad. Um, he took me to varsity, dropped me off, made sure I was okay, and then returned back to Nelspruit. And then I believe he tried to come. He called me so many times, not just that day, the days after he had left me in varsity to check on me and all that. So one of the days he called, and I believe what happened was his call was diverted. I don't know if that is normal in other countries, but in South Africa, somebody might pick your call, but it might not be the person you are calling. So he called, and somebody picked the call, a guy, and the guy was speaking Zulu. So I don't know whatever, so probably wrong call, blah blah blah. And then that was the end. So later on he calls me and he speaks to me, and I said I'm fine, I'm doing great. And then he started advising me. My dad, like I said on my Facebook, he doesn't yell or force his way through stuff. Like he wants to ask you questions, and mostly he will make up his mind before even coming to you. That's another tricky thing about him. It's hard for him to trust people, so he will decide already what he thinks about you before coming. So he had decided that the person who picked the call, the diverted call, was my boyfriend, my new founded boyfriend in varsity. So he called me and he started advising me, Doreen, this country, you just moved here, you need to know these people, you need to know how their culture, you need to know who they are, so you can relate well to them. um, if you want to know what I think, that's what he said, if you want to know what I think, I don't think you should marry a Zulu. I was so confused, and he kept on talking, and I was like, okay, daddy, with with my dad, because we already know him and his advice, he can advise you for an hour, over an hour. Yeah, my dad, he will talk and talk. So we would just be like, okay, daddy, we just listen. And we just listen to him. That's what we would normally do. We don't try to, like, because he has already made up his mind. So it's not like he's coming to you to ask you questions. He's just telling you and then he's leaving. It's funny. And then if he wants to listen to you, he will ask you questions, like stuff like that, or you have to call him and now it will be your turn. But if he calls you, listen to him. So I was just listening. I said, okay, okay, okay. But I was that person who cannot hold his off. So I asked, like, but why are you thinking that I'm already going to be thinking about guys and blah 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 blah? So I started, being angry and asking, why do you think I'm going to be chasing boys already and stuff like that? I don't have time for that. You know me. I don't do those things. Here, I was a good girl, very good girl then, before I met Chris. So yeah, he was like, well, I called and the guy picked. So that's why I'm just saying that I'm not saying he's your boyfriend, but just be careful of the Zulu boys. And I said, so I tried to argue, and I said, I there's no boy who picked my phone, and we tried to, I know that at the time I should have just let it go if I knew what happened, because then he would probably think I was lying because a guy picked the call. So after he hanged up, and then it just hit me. This guy called and the call got diverted. I just shared with my friends. I think I shared with my sisters too, and we laughed about it. I'm sure he couldn't sleep for days because a Zulu boy, his daughter is in love with a Zulu boy, and he doesn't like Zulu boys. But yeah, it's just one of those things. Please don't hate my father for who he likes and who he doesn't like. trust me, he doesn't like Nigerians as well. I'm married to a Nigerian and he loves him. So please, this is just a joke. Don't make it too big. Okay. Thank you so much. And yeah, thank you for watching. Bye bye.